Hello, much love, namaste to you. This is going to be a pick a card reading with guidance on what you need to know right now. This can be about your particular situation, a specific one, or just a general read, but it's going to be more catered to you as you're going to use your intuitive guidance to pick one of 3 card decks. My name's Rachel, and if you are interested in a more personalized reading, then you can get, I do love readings, I do like manifestation readings in particular, but you can get a general one as well as different healing opportunities for love, manifestation, money, all that kind of cool stuff is on my website. So I want you to just take a couple deep breaths. I'm going to show you the 3 stones, give a little bit about the healing components that they offer, but I want you to intuitively pick based on just like what jumps out to you, okay? So the first is Amethyst. Now this is a very intuitive stone. It's a very spiritual stone. It can work on anything from getting that higher guidance, connecting with your guides and angels, to doing some more intense physical healing or spiritual healing. So this is going to be reading number 1. It's the Amethyst. Reading number 2 is going to be this blue calcite. So blue calcite is really good for speaking your truth, listening to yourself, to others, hearing that guidance, as well as being authentically you with no apologies. Knowing what you're supposed to do, doing it, speaking it, embodying it. So number 2 again is this blue calcite. Number 3 is rose quartz. So rose quartz is really the stone of unconditional love, unconditional self-love, and nurturing unconditional love within a relationship, within a partnership, even within your family, with your children, dealing with loved ones, anything that involves love and nurturing yourself or love with another. This is going to be the rose quartz. It is number 3. So I'm going to timestamp everything below. Please search down below. Again, amethyst number 1, blue calcite number 2, rose quartz number 3. Okay, I'll see you in your reading, and we're going to start with number 1. All right, number 1. What does number 1 need to know? So if you just want to think of the questions that you have, or anything, if there's specifically something that you're thinking about, just going to tune in with your energy. Those who pick the amethyst, what do they need to know? Remember that this is, of course, a general read. Take what resonates, ditch what doesn't resonate. Not everything's going to be for you. Don't try to make it fit. Don't allow anything to create fear. Okay? So what is it that number 1 amethyst needs to know right now? I'm just going to pull 3 cards to get us started. What do you need to know right now? Tuning in. Oh my goodness. Okay. A lot of swords energy. Okay. So just getting started off, we get the Knight of Swords in reverse, 7 of Swords in reverse, 6 of Swords upright. Let me just take a moment to tune in and feel what these cards are saying. You're leaving some very old thought patterns behind. You possibly had the inclination to jump to conclusions, to just boom, or maybe act or speak really quickly without kind of taking that time to go within. Maybe you jump from one thing to another. Perhaps you felt as if others were out to get you. Perhaps you have been feeling defended or defensive in some way. And what the cards are coming to tell you is it's time to leave this behind. It's time to take more of a slow and steady, intuitive approach. It's time to work smart and not hard. So if you feel like you've kind of been chasing your tail a little bit, trying to figure something out, like really mentally trying to figure something out, when you take a step back and stop trying so hard to figure it out, then the answers come to you. I'm feeling for some there's an easier way to go about doing this. But you're not going to know that until, it might be a good idea just to set the intention. I'm open to a new way of thinking. I'm open to a new way of perceiving something, of doing something, and then see what comes in taking a step back. But I'm feeling very much like in this present moment, it's like you know that something hasn't been working for you, but you're ready to start doing it differently. And I'm feeling like once you get to that place and you pick the amethyst, so remember the amethyst is very much an intuitive card, and that maybe that's why you picked it. Once you get to the place where you can slow down, you can go within, then you're going to get the next steps on your journey, because this is all about moving forward. If you look at this card, the rocky river is kind of in the past, and ahead of them is very smooth and peaceful. And this can very much be a journey with another person, a journey in the family, because these two people are together. And so this, again, it's a general read, so this might only be applying to a couple people. But the first two cards were kind of figuring it out by myself. I'm going to do it by myself. A win, I'm going to win this argument, I'm going to outsmart you kind of energy. And like the last card where we're heading is more of a collaboration. So whatever mentally doesn't serve you, you're ready to move past it, and it's going to serve you very, very well. Once you do, you're going to experience a lot more peace, a lot more guidance to just make things work effortlessly. Is there anything else we need to know? Please, any clarification cards? Please, clarification cards. Whoa! Okay. So I do have a feeling like some of this is involving another person, or a family situation. So we get the Two of Cups was the first card that came out, and to me that's kind of setting the foundation. The Two of Cups can be a partnership. The Two of Cups is a romantic partnership, a collaboration at work, like something involving another person. And perhaps right now what made you click on this reading, what made you pick this card, is because you're having a bit of a shift. So this is the Tower in reverse. And it came out with the Ten of Cups in reverse. There's something that is shifting how you're thinking about a situation with another person, shifting how you're perceiving another person, how you're perceiving this collaboration or this partnership. And this Tower card it's in reverse, so this is internal. Again, you got all these thinking cards. So it's very much an internal shift. It's an emotional shift. Like something has made you realize, like, I cannot keep going on the way I've been going on internally. Like, not something in your world, like this isn't, and it might be reflected in your world. So you might be seeing things in your world that you're not happy with. But this reading is really suggesting you go within and saying, what can I not, I'm done with this. I'm done with the negative thinking. I'm done with the lack of inner peace. I'm done with, always feeling defensive or, this angst. And it has to do, for many of you who pick this, around some sort of family matter, happiness, partnership, loving relationship. but it's going to shift things, is what I'm feeling. So the Ten of Cups in reverse is not saying that you can't have that fulfillment, you can't have that joy still within your relationships or your partnerships. It's saying something needs to shift, something also almost like needs to be like turned upside down, like viewed from a completely different perspective, approached from a completely different perspective. And then you see that shift in your outside world. Whatever's going on right now, know that it's for your highest good. Know that it's going to lead to some place that you want to go. And so we get the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, and I'm feeling like you might feel a little insecure about something going on right now. And this is all about examining yourself and fostering that inner security, and then you're going to see it reflected on the outside. But this is all of this is internal for you right now. Is there anything else? Any other clarification? Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Queen of Wands. So again, this is a nurturing. This is a self-nurturing. You have to nurture yourself. You have to be there for yourself. Allow yourself to go through this shift, to go through this change, this big internal change that you're about to go through, and then you're going to be able to be that nurturing partner, that nurturing person within your relationships. This reading, if you thought it was about something else, somebody else, an outside situation, it's all 100% about you, about your healing, about this major shift that's occurring within your mind and your body and your emotions. It starts within, and then you can see it reflected in your outside world. And you're ready for it. This card just came out of my hand. You're ready for it. You're ready to make this shift. You're ready to follow this guidance. You're ready to take the action needed. And I don't even know how much action it really is, but the steps that are necessary, whatever that might be for you. Maybe it's getting into a different meditation routine. Maybe it is really examining your own mindset and getting out of these stuck thinking patterns. But you're ready for it. You're ready to make this change. And this is a big shift. This is something I think that many of you have been carrying since childhood, because of childhood wounds and socialization and all that fun stuff that we carry with us. So I'm pulling an energy deck, and I feel like this, I'm going to shuffle, and I got stopped so I could view these two cards together. You got the Storm card and you got the Temple Path, and what these cards together mean is whatever storm you're going through right now is leading you further and further along this Temple Path. So this spiritual path is what this card represents. You're being very guided, you're being very supported by your ancestors, your guides, the angels, archangels. It's like the universe is so rooting for you right now, and it's trying to say whatever this stormy time is, once you nurture yourself, once you learn the lessons, you're going to see exponential growth within you that will be reflected to you through others. That's going to shift whatever this dynamic is, whatever this partnership is, it's going to shift it. Walking away card in reverse. You're walking away from something internally. Every single card is saying the same thing. What do you need to walk away from? What are you just done with? What is this angst or this stormy emotions or whatever? What is it trying to tell you? It's all internal. It's all internal. You've not been, these two cards came out in reverse, but I feel like you're flipping them, okay? There's been a disconnect between you and your higher guidance, or maybe you get the guidance, but then you have this slew of thoughts that come in. It's like, no, that's not true. Like, like fearful thoughts or defensive thoughts. And that has been taking away from your power, making you feel powerless, like breaking you up, making you like fight against yourself or fight against people in your life, and it's just like this. I just see these like fragmented pieces of like indecisiveness and not feeling like you can trust yourself. But you can. You're intuitive. You are intuitive. You're getting the answers. Trust that inner calm knowing that you get those sparks of insight whenever you're not thinking about anything. Pay attention to messages the universe might be sending through feathers or coins or number signs that you just see on the clock. Once you do that, you step back into your power, and that is how you transform your outside circumstances. It starts within you, stepping back into this powerful version of yourself, and you're going to totally shift your reality. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm wishing you all the best. Again, if you want any healing services, readings, see the links below. It's quite a journey that you're going on, and you can do it. Okay, you are strong enough to do what you need to do. It's all within you. Much love to you. Namaste. All right, let's get started with number 2. These are for those of you who picked the blue calcite. So I'm just going to shuffle the cards for you. I want you to just kind of feel where you are right now and your present reality and your present position. Think about your intentions, the questions that you might have. And I'm just taking a moment to be silent and so I can tune in to those. I do feel like many of you who picked it because you are trying to find your voice or trust your voice in a circumstance. It's like a... Oh my goodness, okay, cards are flying out everywhere. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. On an emotional and a mental level, you are very serious about whatever this situation is, about what is coming up, whether it's your own healing, whether it's an outside circumstance. You're very much focused. Now, this could just be you in general, but there is a definite, this is where I want to go. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to be. You're ready to go after it. But there might be some doubt on if you're going to make the right decision. If you really truly can trust maybe a gut instinct that you have. If you really can trust that if you take a leap that things will come to you. There's also a need for you to stop working so hard. Just stop it. It's like you feel like you have to effort so much. You're so mentally focused. You're emotionally like, you know how you want to feel, you know how you want to think. But you feel like you had to effort so much to get there. And whether that is effort in your job, trying to get ahead, just kind of like whatever mental battles that you're having with yourself, I'm not, it's different for everybody. But the cards are coming to tell you that it's time to let down some of this burden. I'm hearing for some of you, you don't have to solve everybody else's problems. You might, because you can see things clearly and feel things, that you might say, like, I know what's best for you. But you don't need to carry that burden any longer. So let's see if there's any additional insights that we can get in regards to what these cards are, where they're guiding us. I'm feeling like for some of you, this has to do with a family situation. Really feeling like you want to help somebody in your family or somebody that you love maybe, just for some, and taking on maybe too much of that burden. Maybe it's a child, maybe it's a partner, maybe it's a sibling. Please give us clarification on what guidance we need, what guidance is needed at this moment. Just give me a second to tune in, please, and be silent. I'm almost feeling like a tug of war, a push and pull of sorts. Okay. Something's going to shift in your world. It's going to. And it's going to be kind of could be a drastic shift. But it's good. It has the potential to bring in more security, whether that's financial security, whether that's security within yourself, or security within your relationships. This is your final push. This is your card is saying, continue to persevere. Continue, keep going. This could also be a card of perhaps being a little guarded or a little like holding yourself back a little bit. Maybe not truly trusting that this is going to occur, that a shift can happen, like knowing so much, thinking about it and feeling it, but like it's that trust in the universe, trusting in yourself, that is almost stopping you from manifesting the new. Because this card is a number 9, meaning that something is ready to be completed, something is ready to be done, and what you are trying to call in, and I feel like you know what that is. You can feel it, you can see it in your mind's eye. Whatever you are trying to call in, you're able to do it, but you're only able to do it if you trust that you can. Like, that's the only thing that is, it's like there's like a wall, and you're like on one side of it, and then what you're trying to call in is on the other side of it, and the only thing that is holding this wall up are these little sticks, and all you have to do is remove them, and you do so by trust. And once you trust, this is at the bottom of the deck, once you truly trust, then you step into your power, your internal power, to manifest, to call this in, to step into the truest version of yourself. Stop trying to be, and this might be for some of you, not all, stop trying to be a savior for everybody else but neglecting yourself. Stop trying to, don't think that, this happens, these kind of things happen for other people, but they don't happen for me. They very much can happen for you. Believe that in yourself. And if this does have to do with the throat chakra and speaking up for yourself, it's just trusting that you can. There's nothing actually stopping you. The power lies within you. Don't allow others, this again for some of you, don't allow others or fearing judgment from others to stop you, because you know, you're clear on what it is that you want. Okay, please give additional guidance. Number 2, blue calcite. And I'm feeling like for some of you there's a connection between card reading 1. So you might want to tune into that too. Okay, they're saying that these are before you're able to take action, there's something you need to release. You've been wearing a certain mask. You've been showing the world a certain piece of you. And I feel like you really stepping into this next stage with open arms means you're going to have to release some of that. And it can make you feel very vulnerable. It can make you feel very naked. But that's what you need to do before you are able to take action. So it's a good time to go within and really be honest with yourself. What masks have you been wearing? What are you scared to let the world see? Maybe you've always presented yourself in a certain way. Maybe you are a real estate agent or broker and you want to be a card reader and you're like, oh my gosh, everybody will judge me for that. I can't. I will lose all my friends. Just for an example. But like, what are those fears? What are those masks that you've been shielding the true you with? And what are the fears that are underneath of them for taking them off? It's a time to meditate, to go within, and then you will be ready for that action. You know who you truly are. You know yourself. It's just really about bringing that to the world and trusting that the world is ready for it and you are ready for it. And if people don't agree with it or people fall away, then that's what happens sometimes. But trust that as things release and as you let go, that a whole new world is going to open up to you, one that is much more in alignment with who you truly are. All right, so thank you so much for tuning in. If you want a personal reading, you can reach out to me at my website, as well as energy healings and clearings for manifestation and love and all sorts of stuff. Much love. Talk with you next time. And let's get started with card reading number 3. This is for those of you who picked the rose quartz. So please just keep your intention at the top of your mind. I'm going to tune in, so I'm just going to be silent as I shuffle the cards. Any questions that you have? What guidance are you looking for? Give me guidance for those who picked number 3. Please give me guidance. Please give us guidance. Like that one. Okay. Interesting. I feel like you're looking for fairness right now. I feel like there is possibly you are feeling like you have been nurturing something and another person hasn't been doing the equal amount of work. And you're ready for that to come back in to balance. You feel like you've been given and maybe it's not being given back to you. But underlying all of this, there is something that you are not seeing at this moment. The universe is trying to show you, and maybe we'll see what it is during this reading. So let's ask, okay? What is it that you want us to know? What is not being seen right now? What is not being seen right now? That's not being seen right now. That's not being seen right now. Wow, okay. That balance exists, that what you truly want within your heart center is a potential, it is a possibility, but it starts within you first. And it's about balancing your higher knowing with that subconscious thinking pattern. What do you need to do to really fully embody? I feel like a lot of you have embodied the nurturing side, the wanting to give side, but what do you need to do to embody your strength, to embody your trust within yourself? And it's really about staying within these emotions. So it's like, I'm seeing for some, it's about treating yourself to something, doing something that's really for you, spending more time in meditation. Paying attention to the signs that the universe is giving you. The universe is speaking to you right now about this situation, about this circumstance. What have you been receiving? It's about being trying to stay emotionally centered in who you are, and that's brought to us by the Knight of Cups. It's really about looking within to find the answers that are without. Like, you have to almost take a time out because you're going to be getting a message, and the message is about something that's going to lead you closer on your spiritual path, something that's going to bring you more awareness, something that's going, it's like you're not seeing a potential right now that is available. But once you align and you step into that High Priestess energy, that the card that came up was a High Priestess, that High Priestess energy, then you create the vibration within yourself. You're able to see the world through a new lens, and you're able to see something that just wasn't apparent, hasn't been apparent. Oh, wow, okay. So, for some of you, what has not been apparent, there are 3 cards-ish, 4 cards that represent unity and celebration and marriage and love. And you got 2 of them. So you got the 4 Wands and the 3 of Cups. This is about coming together. This is about a bright future. This is about building a foundation. And in between these 2 cards, you got the Empress in reverse, which is about nurturing yourself, just being that like true embodiment of self-love. And we were given a very strong reassurance of what you are looking for within a possible partnership, within your outside world, is very much available to you. That's what the universe is trying to give you. That's what the universe is trying to show you. But there's a piece of you who is focusing 100% on, this isn't happening, this hasn't happened, this, like all like these past situations, or maybe not feeling like you deserve deep down. You're really going within yourself, going into your subconscious, as well as keeping that connection with your higher self. And above everything else, fostering that deep, deep sense of self-love is going to help show you what's going to lead to these cards of marriage, of buying a new house, of celebration with loved ones, of just being happy and fulfilled in your outside life. Let's see what I already have them in my hand. Let's see what the energy deck has to say for future clarification. So just whenever I split the 2 to shuffle them, we got the anxiety card, and then we got the door to personal healing and happiness in reverse. And so your anxiety is what's keeping this door closed. And this is not at all to have, to say that you're to blame, to create any negative feelings. It's just to like bring things up, to see them for what they truly, truly are. A lot of it is made in your mind, in your subconscious, is a perception, inner child healing. I'm getting like, it's a time to really, really examine these things. And this is not to take accountability away from anybody or say, excuse what anybody has done for you, but what your guidance is in regards to this situation has to do with this deep, loving nurturance within yourself. And I do have, different healings and videos for free on YouTube and then on my website that can help with this, and I'll definitely link to those below. Walking away from something internally. Yep, so if you're thinking, I'm almost feeling like some of you were questioning, should I walk away from a certain situation? And the card is coming to say it's something internal that you're meant to walk away from. Now, of course, if you know it's an abusive relationship, a bad relationship, something that you need to walk away from, do it. But this is more along the lines if you've been questioning, like, should I stay? Should I go? Is this right? What's going to happen? It's walking away from something internally. That's the angst that you're feeling. It's a deep healing that is wanting to occur. It's a deep nurturing, something that needs to be loved. Again, at the bottom of the card, that anxiety card came up. It's like you're walking away from that anxiety. So let's ask, what is one thing? Wow, that came up real quick. I was going to ask what's one thing that you can do right now, and the envy card came out in reverse, and this is talking about no longer looking without and saying, they have that and I don't, or I wish I had this, or I wish I had this, but it's really going within, being grateful for who you are. This is a card of knowing that you are enough for who you are right at this very moment. Stop trying to think or say to yourself, like, if only I had this, or only if I could do this, or if only I was thinner, funnier, made more money, then I would be ready, then I would be worthy. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop comparing yourself against this idealized version that you'll never live up to. None of us ever will live up to this idealized version. Know that right now, no matter where you are, you're worthy, and love that. That doesn't mean that you can't have goals, you can't work on things, you can't work on shifting, but it means love yourself every step of the way. It begins within you. Is there anything else that we need to know right now? It's going to help us in this process. Wow. The angel of strength and the second chakra. The angel of strength is talking about strength through nurturing, strength through love. In the traditional tarot, you see a woman who is taming a lion like it's a little kitten through her love, through her confidence, through her knowing. And we get the second chakra with Archangel Ariel, which is talking about inner child healing. So a lot of inner child healing might be taking place at this time. It might be necessary at this time. And it's happening so that you can reclaim your strength. That Empress card came up, and that's very much about reclaiming your divinity, your strength through nurturing yourself. This can also be very much talking of a union, if you had questions about that as well. But knowing that it's a union within yourself first, combining that divine masculine, that strong confidence with that sweet nurturing within you. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, we all have both. Let me see if there's any one last card, any one last thing. This card. All tied up in reverse. You are releasing the constraints. You're releasing them. They all were started from something within yourself that you were holding yourself back from, and you're releasing them. And it started with this reading, or maybe this reading was part of your journey of already doing this work. But remember all of the outcome cards that we got, and remember how much you are worthy of your own love, and do this for you first, and then you're able to easily and readily expand that out without feeling like you're giving more than other people are, or other people are getting more than you are, without feeling that frustration, because you're going to have an overwhelming feeling of love that stems from within you. Okay, so again, my name's Rachel. If you want any personal readings or healings, you can reach out. Links are below. Love and light to you.